Welcome, Irish fans, to the first edition of the ND Watch Party with Notre Dame Hockey. I'm with two former players, Bryan Rust and TJ Tynan. We're going to look at the dedication game against Boston College back in 2011. Guys, first of all, thanks for joining me. I want to start with you, TJ. When you think back to this matchup with Boston College, this was a top 5 matchup. It's on national TV. What was the preparation like for a game like this when you're going up against your rival?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's two great teams. There's so many players that had great college careers and great pro careers, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, we've had some. I think our freshman year we had another great game against them. So, I mean, Notre Dame, Boston College, you can't really beat it. So, for us, it was. I would like to say it was another week, but it really wasn't. Obviously, with the new rink and obviously playing a great team like that. So, I think there was definitely a lot of hype with it.
You mentioned it being a unique week, and Bryan, this is what I want to ask you about the dedication game. You guys had played in Compton before, but this is when the game was being formally dedicated. It was a packed house. What was the environment like on campus leading up to the game, and what do you remember about being in the building for a game with this much anticipation?
I think there was definitely a bit more hype than usual. I think heard a little bit more buzz around campus. I know that the students were excited. I know everybody on the team was really excited, and it was pretty cool to be able to be a part of that moment of kind of everybody before you and the program's history worked so hard to kind of just bring this to life and have this amazing new arena.
Well, this game certainly lived up to the hype. It goes to overtime, so we're going to pick it up in the second period, and we'll catch up with you guys a little bit later.
As the BC Eagles with a 1-0 lead. We'll see if the physical play carries over into this second period, as this one's going to be flipped high, and in behind the net, Johnson will set it up for the Fighting Irish. And in case you're joining us late, Kreider's penalty shot goal back at the 1947 mark of the opening period. The difference. Don't forget, 1:30 left on the Boston College penalty as the Irish open up this second period with a power play spill time. And Shahan will play it in behind the net.
Shahan scored on the first penalty shot by a Notre Dame player here at the new Compton Family Ice Arena. And Chris Kreider gets that distinction of being the first visiting team player to score on a penalty shot. It's funny, they happen within a week of each other.
Russo has it, shot on, wide, rebound. Oh, and that nearly put home by Tynan.
Hey, Billy, Parker Milner talked about how there's some kick on the end boards here, and he wants to be aware of it. He likes to challenge aggressively, and he's going to keep himself in check a little bit, he said, in terms of not being out too far so he doesn't get backdoored on those big rebounds.
Irish will set it up. Still time left. 45 seconds left in the power play. And now the Eagles will fire one all the way down the length of the ice. What a lift this would be for Boston College if they can get through this sequence.
Boston College's penalty killing, they had a tough night Sunday, but their penalty killing is so good because of the pressure they put on. A lot of teams play a 1-3-4 check, hang back, give the neutral zone, stack the line. It's a little dull to watch and not very exciting. BC, the strength of their penalty killing is almost their backside pressure. They come with 2 up hard, and if those 2 guys get beat, they have such speed to get back and put on backside pressure.
That was a good example there from Mullane, but they can't clear the zone. That exact point that you just brought up there, Dave, is now Whitney, and he'll fire one all the way down.
Yeah, they're one of the few teams that actually transitions from offense to defense in a penalty kill. You know, it's kind of unique.
Penalty is over, and so the Eagles are back to full strength. 1-0 they lead it tonight on CBS Sports Network. Moved along, this one deflected by Costello deep inside the Eagles zone where Cross will pick it up. Boston College quick to get it up the ice as Calabrese will chase one down for Notre Dame. Well, they battle for possession. Good keep momentarily by Hayes before it's forced through center. Shea, and oh, what a move that time around Shea. He shoots, and that one off the glove of Milner. Now Hayes will dump this one up on the right wing, and the puck will carry him where they wave off the icing. So a late wave off here as Kreider now in the offensive zone will look to set it up.
And don't forget with the hybrid icing situation and the dots being the point of commitment for the linesman.
And a shot taken that time, McLeod. A great look there, and now it's turned the other way as McLeod had a great look there for Boston College. And he goes right back after it. Playing both ends of the ice, but he can't clear it. Tynan now, right wing corner. Works it behind the net for Voren. And now McLeod will scoop it away, and the Eagles get it back. Gaudreau. That time intended for his teammate, Kevin Hayes, but he couldn't handle it. Kevin Hayes with dreams of maybe playing about 90 miles west of here for the Chicago Blackhawks someday. He's a draft pick of the Hawks.
With his brother. His brother was a draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the trade was made by Toronto and Chicago right around the time that Kevin got drafted as Jimmy.
Whitney with a shot, and that goes wide of the mark.
Jimmy went over to Chicago in that deal for Christopher Stieg.
And that is a familiar name in National Hockey League circles. Tynan, pull-up move, Tynan to the front, and he got one over the top. Good stick that time. Whitney all the way back. Now Destry straight in behind the net, challenging on Tynan. Notre Dame trying to get something going down low. Penalty coming up. They're going to get straight. And the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will go right back. On the power play, a tripping call as Cross having words in the corner.
All kinds of extracurriculars going on as Lee came up behind Cross and gave a little push. TJ Tynan's speed and feet draw a lot of penalties, whether purposely or accidentally. That time straight grabbed on and pulled him down. Tynan's got those unbelievable feet, so quick. I'll tell you one thing about Tynan, which is funny. A lot of guys, when they skate, you know, they get good stride, they go, and then when they stop moving their feet, you see them slow down. He even floats fast. I mean, it's amazing. He can take 3, 4, 5 strides and start to float, and his float is faster than some guys who are still moving their feet. It's unbelievable to watch.
Into the corner, and the BC Eagles will set it up, killing the penalty, and this one flipped out of play, and so the faceoff will come back inside the Eagles zone.
I think it's going to come outside. I think it went off the stick of I think it went off the stick of one of Notre Dame's kids. So
yeah, they will bring it out.
Should come out to center ice. Is the
good eye, Dave. Even though I see you got some glasses on here in the booth.
You couldn't wait to bring that up, could you?
Happens to all of us.
My wife said to me, she goes, "I'm tired of watching you read things with your arm extended out to the end of its socket." You want to go to the doctor?
So Kreider in for the faceoff. 1:52 left in the BC penalty. Irish here on the power play with a chance to get it tied. This turning out to be more of a defensive affair here tonight between the Eagles and the Fighting Irish. So any kind of offense with a man advantage critical. As Shahan will set it up. Irish get the breakout going. Tynan through center for Anders Lee. Knocked away, and this time cleared by Edwin Shea, and we'll get a whistle. Well, we talked about the big matchup here tonight, and well, we've got a couple of big ones. December the 2nd, Boston University at Boston College, and I'll be out in Colorado Springs for the Denver-Colorado College matchup. Nationally ranked teams each and every week here on CBS Sports Network. Played around and out of the corner it goes. Down low, locking it up, Patch Albert just trying to kill some of that penalty time that has 1:09 remaining. And now Johnson at the other end will set it up for the Fighting Irish. Boston College up ice doing a pretty nice job here. Excellent job down low, this time by Paul Carey. And now the Irish will settle it down. Tacker will bring it out for Jeff Jackson's Irish. For Mayday. Knocked away, and Patch Albert finds the outlet, and he sends down the length.
And this is a staple of the BC penalty kill right here. One guy will go deep and chase and pressure. Second man lock up the middle. They go from a 1-1-2 into a 2-2 right here. And that backside pressure can force A, some offsides, and B, allows guys to get back and make players do what they don't want to do.
Well, we get an offside. Boston College. We showed you the schedule just moments ago. BU and BC, they are no strangers to CBS Sports Network. And of course, a game last weekend won by Boston University 5-0. And we talked about it earlier, Dave. Jerry York said, you know, they worked this all night on the puck battles, just better. Plain and simple. He said they deserve to win. And we'll have the rematch on CBS Sports Network. As this one's knocked away, and out of the zone goes Whitney. Short-handed. Whitney, right circle, shoots, and a stop that time, and a rebound. Hit the outside of the net. I don't think Mike Johnson saw the rebound.
That was a good shot too, quick. You know, the one thing BC can do, they get out of their zone quick, and puck carrier usually comes out with friends and on that transition.
Played all the way back, and we get a whistle on the icing call. The penalty is over.
One of the risks you always have when you have a forward at the point is that he can be overwhelmed quickly with pressure, and here it is. Sheahan gets overwhelmed by Whitney, who then is off and running in a 2-on-1. Russo played it pretty well to avoid the pass, and he knew he had company coming back. As Anders Lee in front of the net makes a huge play. So great job by Lee to recognize what was going on and get back, but BC will always take a shot offensively, killing a penalty.
In behind the net, Anders Lee. Now the Eagles back in the line. A shot blocked out high. Good bid that time by Albert. McLeod will play it down low off the end boards, and this one's going to carry him all the way back inside the Boston College zone. Excellent pressure that time by Austin Wootrich of the Irish. And back it over the line. Here's Kreider. And beating him to the puck that time, the goaltender, Mike Johnson, out to challenge.
Johnson's a big, strong kid who skates very well as a goaltender. He's very athletic. He's got a little old-style half butterfly in him, and he loves to come out and challenge.
Tynan with it. Wrister stop! T.J. Tynan! And we're tied.
That's just another case of T.J. Tynan manufacturing offense with speed, skill, and hands. And he puts a shot on goal, and it was a puck with eyes, and it found Twine to get this game tied up. Tynan will jump into your picture, pick the puck up as a good chip off the wall, and here he goes. He's got a screen, puts it through the screen. McLeod was in front of him, but Tynan found a way to finesse his way through. Tynan goes backhand, then the forehand. As soon as he saw the screen set up, he let it go. One of the few times all night I thought that Milner was deep in the net. When you look at the confusion going on in front of the net, Tynan knew he had no option to pass the puck, so he fired it on goal.
6:54, the time of the goal. T.J. Tynan getting his fourth, and it's his 21st point of the season.
All right, we're back here with T.J. Tynan and Bryan Rust after Notre Dame has tied the score in the second period thanks to T.J.'s goal. T.J., just talk me through that goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special just being in the new building, and obviously, like you said, to tie the game up in a huge game like that. But it was a great play by Austin Wootrich. I mean, not just the drop pass, but pick that guy's stick there to give me a little extra time, and I kind of just wanted to get a shot on net. I think it was at the end of a shift maybe, and I just remember just get it on net and get off the ice, and unfortunately, it went in.
Now, Bryan, TJ had 41 points this year, 13 goals. This was his fourth of the season, but just what made him such a dynamic offensive player all season long?
I think it wasn't just that season. It was pretty much his entire career. He's got such a good speed and quickness and an ability to see the ice that I think a lot of the times he was thinking a step ahead of the rest of the guys on the ice, and it just made him able to make so many good plays.
Well, the Irish have tied the score at 1. We'll step aside and come back a little bit later in this ND watch party.
Now, the worst part when the home team throws or the crowd throws stuff on the ice after the home team scores, you kill the momentum that the home team just gained by scoring a goal.
So Tynan has tied it up at 6:54 the second period. Larson laying the lumber. Lorenz all over it as well. So here comes the physical side of Jeff Jackson's Fighting Irish. And this one will be lofted in by Sitt. Into the corner it goes, in a battle for it. Down low is Patrick Brown for the BC Eagles, but it's taken away, and Sam Calabrese will bring it out. In over the line. He'll play to the corner. Calabrese behind the net. Knocked away by Cross. And the Eagles successfully get it to center, but Smith can't handle it. So back it over the line. Vaughan with a shot. No problem, Milner. And we'll get a whistle. We'll step out. First it was Kreider, and just moments ago, Tynan. He's tied it for the Irish. 1-1 the score.
Back at the Compton Family Ice Arena, I think I've found the best spot in the house. This is the premium club seating known as O'Brien's. And guys, I gotta tell you, if you can smell the aroma over there that I'm smelling over here, you're gonna jump over anytime. The menu tonight is amazing. Buffet stations all over the place. Turkey, chicken, sausage. What else do you want? How about some fancy desserts, some apple pie, some pumpkin pie, and oh yeah, nitrogen ice cream. I think maybe I'll stay here the rest of the period. Matt?
Matt's on his way over. He can't talk right now. We lost him. Doggy, come back.
It's a play-by-play guy's delight. 250 seats over in that premium club area. And a big part of this beautiful facility, Compton Family Ice Arena here in South Bend, is Almeida will flip one towards the net, broken up beautifully that time by Robbie Russo. And now back in behind the net, Russo will go right back after it. Shovels it along, but it's intercepted, and the Eagles with Paul Carey trying to get something going. And now Russo steps up right back as Sheehan can't get it out. Good forecheck here on for the Boston College Eagles as Russo finally gets it back to center ice. Big hit in the neutral zone as well as this puck's going to be played, and out of the zone it goes.
Good read by Dumoulin too. Dumoulin thought about pitching, came back, picked up the puck for a penalty. Nice play, but he made a great read. He just saw trouble was coming, and he got out quick.
Well, they're going to get Austin Ruthrich on the penalty. We welcome you to the Compton Family Ice Arena in South Bend, Indiana for a primetime matchup between the number 3 ranked Boston College Eagles and the number 4 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Along with Shireen Sasky, I'm Dave Starr. Excuse me.
You are?
No, I'll be okay.
You're
Dave Starman, Shireen Sasky.
You're Matt McConnell.
Matt McConnell.
Nice to see you. By the way, I noticed your picture had a lot of sun coming on it. Was that a new picture taken in Phoenix? Or?
It's just a little bit different reading promo cards off an iPad.
We made some changes since you were gone.
I can see that. Oh boy. Maybe I should go to the club as this one is played away. Now the Eagles will set it up. Power play out there for the BC Eagles and a chance to take the lead. And now back along the right wing boards. Good look there. Play back to the front. Dumoulin, and that goes off his stick, and so they'll set the face-off inside the Notre Dame zone.
You know, the one thing that Notre Dame loves to do when they're killing penalties, their D's love to press up against the half wall. And you know, one thing that BC likes to do on their power play, they love to try to create a jam play coming out of the corner. And I wonder how the tactical battle will happen with with Notre Dame wanting to apply so much pressure. Will BC be able to sneak somebody underneath the coverage down low in corners to walk out and get an opportunity?
Cross has it left point, and the BC Eagles go to work with a shot that goes wide. Big Karam, good keep, but it's blocked away and cleared by Lorenz. Back to center for Mayday. Mayday just kind of dragging penalty time off the clock, and he'll dump it deep.
Remember I told you early in the game, Mayday sometimes makes plays which you don't notice and appreciate right away, but
I do remember that.
Yeah, well, that was one of them. Picks up a puck, slowly gets it out, soft chip in so that he can get himself a line change. Nice play.
And he made another nice play at the blue line to force Boston College offside.
You know, hockey sense is so important, and Mayday's one of those kids that he just has, and I had a good talk with him yesterday. One of the things that he talked about as a player, he said, and as a team, he goes, we take a lot of pride in our conditioning because we're all here during summer school. We all challenge each other to get in better shape. We want to make sure that our third periods this year are the best of the 3 periods we play because those are the things that championship teams do.
Gaudreau will get it back and over the line. Mullane will take it into the corner. Speed in behind the Notre Dame net as he takes it around. Lorenz that time stepping right in front of Barry Almeida. Now cross with it for BC. That chipped wide. Good read that time by Gaudreau, but he sent it wide to the right of Johnson, and the puck is played all the way down. 39 remaining in the penalty time for the Fighting Irish.
And a nice play by Milner to come out, get that puck settled down, and push it up the cross to save a few seconds.
Mullane will bring it in. He wears 11 for the Eagles. Goes in behind the net. Rolling puck around, and now cleared but not out. Cross, good keep. Mullane will work it down low. Got the feet in front. Oh, and he's knocked off his skates. Big hit that time, and maybe a play of the game.
Stephen Johns, that's his game. Stephen Johns, a big physical defenseman. And there he makes a big hit, and that is what he's known for, those big hits to get his team jumping.
Gaudreau with it. Back it over the line. Nearly walked Johns as the puck will be played to the corner. So the Irish are back to full strength, and Dumoulin can't keep it at the left point. Nearly knocked away. Tynan trying to stay on side. Flips it along. Sheehan. And now we get a whistle here. Tynan thought that he was interfered with. 1-1 Notre Dame and BC. We'll be right back.
The Compton Family Ice Arena took about 2 years to build, but this process has been going on for a long time. No one knows that better than Dave Poulin, former player here at Notre Dame, head coach here for 10 years. And Dave, you helped raise a lot of the money and get things going for this facility. What is it like to come here tonight now and see it all come together?
No, it's just terrific, Shireen. You know, I walked into the Joyce Center in 1978 as a player, in 1995 as a coach. To walk in here tonight is magnificent.
So much went into the process. Can you give us an idea of how long this has really been going on?
Well, it started in 1967 when the program started and the building wasn't built for hockey. So it's always been a challenge, but to all the guys that have gone through this program and all the different stages, all the different iterations, this is magnificent and everybody should be really proud.
Real quick, what's your favorite part?
I think the ambiance, it's great. The student section is terrific. The band is terrific. It's a college hockey rink.
A team effort at that. Matt?
All right, thanks a lot, Shireen. And, Dave has just been such an integral part of this program here in South Bend for so long. When Jeff Jackson came in, it's not as if Dave went away. I mean, he was part of the administration here at Notre Dame and really an integral part of making this a reality. And the numbers, I mean, he was a terrific National Hockey League player. You know him well from your involvement with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
His work ethic is unbelievable. He is just so focused on what he does, and he does it so well. But you mentioned when he left and Jeff Jackson came in about laying some groundwork. Dave Poulin was responsible for bringing in Eric Condra, Garrett Regan, Christian Hansen, Jordan Pierce, Ryan Thang, Kevin Deeth, Nick Lawson, and was involved, though he hadn't committed yet, with Ian Cole. So he and his assistant Andy Slaggert, who is still here today, were very instrumental in leaving the program in good shape.
So the transition was smooth and a lot of continuity here with the Irish hockey program as this one's going to be covered up by Mike Johnson.
You know, the one thing about Poulin, when he was a young kid in the National Hockey League, he became a captain right away. So he never really had a chance to apprentice under somebody. He became a head coach right away after his playing days. Never had a chance to apprentice under anybody. And when he left coaching and started working in athletic development here at Notre Dame and then with Riley Partners and then part-time scout in Anaheim and then Vice President of Hockey Operations for the Leafs, he's now got a boss, and he really enjoys the fact that he's got somebody to work underneath to learn from and bounce ideas off of.
Score! Deflected home, and the Irish have taken a 2-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, Shane Tacker keeps scoring like this. They're going to put a statue of him up in this building. He scored a highlight reel goal the other night on a breakaway where he dangled through a defenseman to score. Here he just goes to the net, a good east-west play, lanes and gaps all over the place, and Tacker jumped into one to get the goal, 3 in white. Here comes Notre Dame. They get some speed as they go cross ice. Tacker is trailing the play, jumps into an open hole with a stick on the ice, and puts it home as he got Milner to go deep on the pass across. A couple of days ago, Jeff Jackson was talking with his staff, and they were surprised that Tacker hadn't had more points at this point in the season. That night he scored. He just scored again. And he has been one of those defensemen for this program, a free agent, trying to make a name for himself and be attractive at the upper levels. His skating skill, his commitment, his compete level, and now lately his offense has certainly turned some heads.
Second goal of the season for Tacker, and it comes at 11:37. Just a simple follow-up play for sure. Penalty coming up here, a delayed call. And I think they may be getting the Irish. Hooking's going to be the call. And Notre Dame's going to be shorthanded.
Biggest shifts in games are the ones that are after goals for and against. Boston College sees that they need some jump, they need some life. They put some speed on the ice with guys like with Carey and Almeida. They get some jump out there to push the pace a little bit and get them flowing again, and they managed to draw a penalty. But Jeff Jackson's got to be thrilled. Just like the other night, they gave up a goal, down 1-0, and they scored 2 to take a lead in pretty quick succession. So response continues to be the theme for Notre Dame.
So Larson goes for the hook, the Calgary Flames draft pick. He's a junior out of Apple Valley, Minnesota. And Notre Dame with a 2-1 lead, but they got to kill it off here. And here they come back shorthanded. Woothridge wide. He'll take a shot, and that goes off netting, off the deflection.
And a bonus, too, because it was deflected by Boston College, so the faceoff stays inside. So Notre Dame already has a couple of things going their way. Number one is they win a draw, so they can kill some time on the penalty kill, which they got 11 seconds off it already. Now they get an offensive zone faceoff, so even if they lose the faceoff, they kill another 10 seconds, so you've already knocked a good 20 to 22 seconds off the power play.
So we get a whistle here on the offside. Well, the top two women's basketball teams collide Sunday in the championship game of the preseason WNIT. Skylar Diggins leads number 2 ranked Notre Dame into Waco, Texas to take on the top team in the land, the Baylor Lady Bears. You can catch all the action Sunday at 2 Eastern, only on CBS Sports Network. Expect anything. Takes it away, and here he comes. Over the line, holds, he shoots, and he set one over the top of the net.
Oh, he just lost the handle. BC's having some trouble in their entries right now. Last 3 rushes up the ice, they haven't been able to get into the zone clean. That time, they did what they like to do. They were going to regroup it and do it again, except when they regrouped, the person with the puck was the last person back, and there was nobody to regroup the puck to.
Mullane has it, shot it wide. The Irish with another minute left in their penalty, but they bring it back. Rust tried to flip it along, intended for T.J. Tynan.
Oh, sorry, man. That was a pinch by Whitney, who's a forward playing the point. And against Rust and Tynan, the last thing you want to do is pinch if you don't think you're going to get the puck. Too much speed to face as a power play unit.
Out of the line, it's taken away. What a move. Backing over the line, it goes Tynan. Tynan trying to muscle it to the net. He's stopped. And a penalty coming up here. That's going to negate the remaining 34 seconds of the power play.
Oh, Boston College has gotten into a little bit of a mental funk right now. They're not looking where they make passes. You saw a good example of it there. They're trying to do too much by themselves as opposed to moving pucks in past the Notre Dame defense. T.J. Tynan managed to draw a call here as Dumoulin took his hand off the stick. I thought Dumoulin did a nice job. Actually, they're going to get credit for the slash. Okay, that makes more sense. But the one thing that Boston College didn't do on that penalty kill was get pucks behind the Notre Dame defense, keep it simple, and they have gone into a little bit of a malaise here midway through the second period to the latter stages of it, and Notre Dame has got some jump now.
So 4-on-4 for 34 seconds. Then it'll be an Irish power play as John's big blast that time caroms off Arnold. All sorts of ice here now in the 4-on-4. Keep an eye on that as Hazel bring it in behind. Boston College and Dumoulin now will try to get it out. They are running around a little bit, Dave. You brought that up just moments ago. Is now backing over the line, setting it up as Arnold. He'll send it across, and a shot, glove save that time, and it rolls away. Now into the corner. And down low, there's a towel in behind the net along the goal line. Johns, he might have seen it, and he kind of pulled up there. And now the puck will be played away. Carey goes to the front, but they can't set him up. Good keep that time by Dumoulin into the corner. 1:13 now in an Irish abbreviated power play. And a wise play that time by Carey to bring it out, but he lost an edge. And so the Irish will pick it off. Mayday on right wing as he sends it into the corner. Anders Lee left wing side. And this one is muscled out of there and cleared by Paul Carey. He's been terrific here tonight for Boston College.
He went to the net there the last play. Billy Arnold had him. Carey went just a half a second too quick, or he had Pater written all over it.
Back of the line, Irish set it up. 40 to go in their power play. Shahan with the puck. Plays it around behind the net. Woothridge is there.
Great play by Russo at the point. Use his body to protect the puck.
Lee has it. He'll curl in that left wing corner. Russo now. And this one off netting, and so we're going to face off. Well, we talked about number 1 versus number 2 in women's college basketball. And here's how we got to that final between Notre Dame and Baylor. Baylor lighting up UCLA, and is that the Hartford Hawks?
By Alma Mater.
Oh, they got pummeled by Notre Dame.
I didn't say they were any good at it, but nice to see them there.
But we can say that their women's basketball program is alive and well, unlike the men's hockey program that you used to 10-goal for.
There's a program that needs to come back.
I'll get right on that. Into the corner. Wuthrich will work it along. TJ Tynan has it down low. And this one's knocked away, just kind of curled off the stick and down.
Think about it. It's in a great area for hockey. Good Division III spot. I mean, Hartford needs hockey back.
Tynan muscled off the puck that time by Dumoulin. And here come the Eagles right back through center ice. Gaudreau drop pass. Dumoulin tried to get it off. Kreider with a blast, and that's stopped by goaltender Johnson.
What a play by Gaudreau. What patience with the puck in tight space to make that play happen.
Warren has it. Got it in over the line. Curling the other way, and here comes Boston College. Gaudreau over the line. Rister, and that goes over the top of the Notre Dame net. Down to 4:05 remaining in the second period. And it's 2-1 in favor of the Irish.
Two good plays by Gaudreau. He's not done yet.
And so in behind the net, Maydale set it up for Jeff Jackson and the Irish. McLeod with it. He'll drop it. Cross through center. Intended that time in over the line for Destry Straight. Now McLeod, and he'll set it up. Well, if you're the Irish, you'd love nothing more than to get through this second period with that 1-goal lead. We'll see if BC maybe presses the issue here a little bit late.
Here's the thing, BC has still kept to their game plan for the most part in terms of getting shots in, but they just had a rough stretch in the middle of the period where they just didn't get much generated.
Over the line, Gall that time got picked. He was set up beautifully by Peterson. Back the other way and in over the line. Patrick Brown chases one down. Brown wrap around, and that's stopped by Johnson.
The one thing that worries you if you're Boston College, they're so good with so much skill, so much finesse, that if that part of their game is not working, they can get very frustrated, and it's hard for them sometimes to downshift into playing it simple and doing the greasy things that you need to manufacture some goals. And, so if you're a BC Eagle fan, that might be something that's a concern for you. Same thing with the coaching staff. And, does our team have the ability to dummy it down in key situations to manufacture goals?
We'll see what unfolds. Over the line, Albert, and his shot goes wide of the mark. And now we get a little bit of pushing and shoving. They think maybe the shot came a little bit after the whistle. So the Irish get their second, and they lead the third-ranked Eagles 2-1. 2-1 Notre Dame on the ice. Don't forget you can tune in for a great doubleheader of college football action on CBS Sports Network. Tulsa looks to remain unbeaten in Conference USA play as they take on UTEP at 3 Eastern. Then number 10 Boise State looks to get back to their winning ways against the Aztecs of San Diego State at 8 Eastern. It's all on CBS Sports Network. Football first. Well, we get a penalty after that last scrum. That's Robbie Russo.
Pat Chalber for Boston College. So Boston, the one thing they don't want to see their defensemen doing is taking unnecessary penalties, because again they're playing 4 dominantly. They get McLeod in there as a good 5th, and Brooks Dyroff, who is a converted forward, becomes the 6th, and he's done a great job. Dyroff has in the limited role that he has, but the last thing you want is one of your big 4 in the penalty box.
So 4-on-4 here with 2:18 remaining in the second period. Johns in behind the net, try to feed it in front. Lee has it. Lee looks, and a glove save that time as it caromed off the glove of Milner. In behind the net and back through center ice. Almeida has it for Boston College. He wears 9. Knocked away, and Johns will turn the other way for Notre Dame.
See, that's a play that has to go deep. Almeida knows he's got great hands, but he's 1-on-3, under 2 minutes in a period, and he's got no support. And the last thing you want to do is turn the puck over, let Notre Dame get into the transition, which they were trying to do.
Kreider moves it in, knocked away, and Anders Lee will turn back the other way for Notre Dame. Bouncing puck, Calabrese try to work it in front. Might have been better off just taking the shot from inside the right point. And now back it over the line it goes, where Sheahan will try to work it deep. Puck along the far boards inside the BC zone, and now cleared all the way back to center ice. Kreider, nice double team that time, but it's picked off, and a play over the line and a wrist shot partially fanned on by Bill Arnold. The Eagles try to keep. Excellent job that time by Dumoulin. Floats one to the front. It's underneath the goaltender Johnson, and he holds.
Oh, Dumoulin playing with good motivation, and that a nice play. It looked like he was going to get stripped of the puck, but he recovered. He battled to keep it alive, and then he set up a pretty good scoring chance as he chased the puck back and then gets towards the front. They were trying to set up that one-timer in front of the net, but Dumoulin had gotten a little bit deep to do it. Good read by Lorenz to make sure he takes away the lane. You see Whitney get deep. It's the second or third time this period, I think, that BC has had a guy to the net, but that player going to the net hasn't saved ice. They got there too fast to be a factor of the chance that went to the front.
Offensive zone face-off for Boston College with a minute remaining in this second period. Don't forget 4-on-4 for another 26 seconds. They win the draw. Shot is on, but it's blocked. Gall now, and he'll play it away, and in behind the net, Johns will set it up. All sorts of size in this Notre Dame lineup. As McLeod now for Boston College will bring it along. Brian Dumoulin in over the line. A little more than a half a minute remaining in the second period. Shot on. It's underneath. Johnson that time. And the Boston College player is thwarted as he goes to the ice.
Oh, those are the things Stephen Johns needs to do if he's going to be effective not only for Notre Dame but make that World Junior team for Team USA that he wants to do. A little scramble around the net. Awful play by Johnson. He should have put that thing on the side of the net and jumped on it. Always have to know the time that's left in the period. This is a momentum swing time of the period, last couple of minutes. And if you're Johnson, the last thing you want is that puck going from behind the goal line to in front of the goal line where BC can hack and whack at it.
Big draw here, controlled by Notre Dame. And now Calabrese in behind his own net, reverses it. Good keep that time by Hayes, and Boston College trying to put pressure on here. Here's a shot that goes wide of the mark. Good bid that time by Tommy Cross. Comes back out high, 12 seconds to go, and another bid as this one goes off netting. Well, coming up in the second intermission, Shireen will talk to Notre Dame forward Anders Lee. Dave Starman will revisit the question of the week on Twitter. We'll take a look at all of tonight's action courtesy of CBS Sports Network Sights and Sounds. Remember the Sights and Sounds from a few years ago?
Good segment, little highlights. The guys in the truck do a great job to make that segment very artsy and very fun to watch.
Sent right on, late bid here. They put it home. No goal. It's waved off. Boston College thought they had one with 2.1. And we get the indication, no goal.
Brian Aaron, the referee, made the call immediately, and I believe it's going to be a hand pass, and that's why the goal is going to be negated. The referee can make that call as it happens, and then they have to go to video, they go to video, but this one he was sure of. Watch the play in front of the net. Here comes the hand, knocks the puck down. You know what, actually that's...
I don't know if that caught
that's a hand pass to himself. Now, unless he's saying that the player closed his hand on the puck, in which case I don't agree with it, but that would be the logistic of it. Here we go. Puck on the hand. Puck goes down. Hard to see from this angle if 24 Arnold was the one who knocked it down and put it down. There has been no move towards the penalty box for either referee to take a look at it. Steve Petrowski, who is the head of officiating for the NCAA, or sorry, for the CCHA, is here. And we could certainly get a verification from him on what he thinks after he saw the replay. But it looked to me, 24 and Brown, Arnold, puck off his hand, puck down to the ice, puck off the stick of 24 and Brown. That's a good goal.
The only question I had was, did the stick of Johnson maybe somehow get in there and deflect the puck?
And that's what we're going to find out in a second. But
it didn't look like it on the replay.
As we go to break, at the end of the period, I will check in with Mr. Petrowski as to why that was not a goal.
Now the explanation to the head coach of the Boston College Eagles, Jerry York. Another look.
Okay, the key is, and you made a good point about the stick coming up too, was a puck touch with a high stick possibly. But as it goes up, keep an eye on the puck and keep an eye on blades. There's no blade that touched the puck. Arnold drops it down for himself, gets his own stick on it, gets it to the front of the net where it gets knocked home. And unless there's something I'm missing, but you want to check out that high stick situation again, because a stick may no, see, because Hayes pulled the stick back, which is pretty smart.
I don't think it's a high stick.
All right, we'll find out between periods, but the way that I know the rule, and I'm generally okay with this department, is that if you knock the puck down by yourself and you don't close your hand on it, you're okay.
So no goal, and we get a face-off all the way back inside the Boston College zone. This all happening with just 2.1 remaining. They drop the puck, and that's going to do it here for the second 20 at Compton Family Ice Arena. Is a little more pushing and shoving. I would imagine Boston College a bit frustrated after the no-goal call. And at the end of 2, all of a sudden the Irish with the lead.
Well, the Irish played a good period. I mean, the Irish did a couple of things that I really liked. A, they went to the net. B, they were tremendously opportunistic. I thought TJ Tynan, the goal that he scored, he made a smart play. He didn't have much. He just threw it to the front of the net, but he knew he had some traffic going there. So he made that play there. Story of the game right now, and a very quiet story of the game, was Mike Johnson, the goaltender for Notre Dame. He has held his team in there. Boston College is trying to shoot the puck as often as he can. Johnson's been good, hasn't given up big fat rebounds for BC to feast on, and Notre Dame has been able to grab this game back.
All right, that's the end of the second period with a score: Notre Dame 2, Boston College 1. You are watching college hockey on CBS Sports Network.
Welcome back to the ND Watch Party, joined by TJ Tynan and Bryan Rust as we get set for the third period between Boston College and Notre Dame. The Irish this year taking on BC in a top 5 matchup. And when you look back about 10 years later, guys, there's a lot of talent on this roster. So I want to ask you both this, and I'll start with you, TJ. Just when you think back to this team and the DNA of this roster, what sticks out about the team you guys had this year?
Yeah, I think that's a perfect word to describe. We had a lot of talent. Like you said, a lot of guys have done great things in their pro career and had great college careers. For me, the practices and the games were great, but just how close we were. I mean, all 4 years there, especially this year. I mean, we were all best friends, and we all had a great time, and we all worked hard, and we all wanted to get better. I think that's what sticks out for me.
Yeah, I think it's tough for me. It's kind of along the same lines. I don't want to list any names because I don't want to hear it from our buddies that I left somebody out or something like that. But the list was long, and we had a lot of talent. We had a lot of guys who had gone to the Frozen Four the year before, and we knew what it was like to be close, and we wanted to get there again, and we had a ton of skill. And I think on both sides of this game, actually, there was a ton of skill and guys who went on to have unbelievable careers.
All right, we'll step aside for now and be back later in the third period between Notre Dame and Boston College.
As the Irish have a 2-1 lead. What are you looking for, Dave, as we start the third out of Boston College down by 1?
I think Boston College in the first couple minutes of this period can try to put some pressure on and try to get the flow and the momentum their way. And I think we can go back to what they were doing earlier in the game, and that is shooting pucks at everywhere and going to the net hard and getting pucks behind the Notre Dame defense.
In case you're joining us late tonight, Tynan and Tacker for the Irish, Kreider for Boston College. This one is blocked away and cleared back to center, where Costello will try to feed it up for Ruthrich, and he'll get it deep inside the Boston College end. Well, the scoring chances are very even in this hockey game. We showed you the numbers between our second and third periods. 10-10 is now, it's moved out of there by Almeida, and he'll flip one back.
See, when Notre Dame lines up in that 1-3-1 in the neutral zone, they want Boston College to dump the puck in. Boston College has such great speed that if their dump-ins are good and they die on the walls, they can get some pounding in on the Notre Dame defense, win some pucks, and create some chances. So it's kind of who flinches first.
Lind is shot, and that's blocked away by goaltender Parker Milner. And now the puck will be played in behind the net, where Anders Lee will give chase for Notre Dame. Irish with that 1-goal lead. They lead the hockey game at 2-1, but here comes Boston College. Good keep that time on the line. Irish are going to try to get it out. Almeida, good job on Rust, and now Lind will play it in behind the net for Robbie Russo, but that's taken away momentarily. Russo, he finally gets it all the way back to center ice.
Russo's got good feet. His feet can power his game. Good stick, good feet, gets the loose pucks, makes things happen, and he's having a good season here as it starts out.
Around the boards, Vorn will move it along. Here come the Irish, in over the line. Larson right to the net. Follow-up play, Tynan, and he can't get his stick on it. Oh, that would have been a huge play for the Fighting Irish, who lead it by 1. Turnover, Vorn, Rister, and that's handled. Rebound is there as well. And Milner, terrific in the latest sequence. Let's go downstairs to Shireen.
Thanks, Matt. I talked to Jeff Jackson before the Irish came out here for the third. He thought they were on their heels in the first, but did a little better job with the puck in the second. He said it's still not good enough. We got to get behind the D, make our checks, and make sure we put the pressure on. It sure looks like they did that right there.
Well, the one thing that they have had some trouble with lately is first periods. That Alaska first period wasn't very good. Last Friday night is Notre Dame gets to the net, and the first period against Western was a little slow. And he's always felt a little nervous about game nights on school days. His kids are in class all day. He worries about the starts at home on the Tuesday game that they just played, on the Friday night games, because his kids sometimes don't get a whole lot of downtime prior to getting to the rink to getting themselves ready to play.
And in this hockey game, they fell behind on that Kreider penalty shot goal. I really thought most of the pressure would be on the Irish here tonight. I mean, it is the dedication game. They've had a lot of the distractions as this one is covered up. I thought maybe the edge would go to the road team, Boston College. Both teams gaining chances throughout, but Notre Dame's done a nice job.
See, well, Matt, that's what happened in this game. Boston College came out, took the game early, and Notre Dame again had that slow start, that lack of focus early, but as they have over the last couple of weeks, got better as the game went on.
Edwin Shea will play it around. Good keep that time along the boards by Quinn Smith, and now Lorenz for Notre Dame. Calabrese is going to try to send it around the near boards. Peterson will get it out. One of the fourth liners here for Jeff Jackson, and now Calabrese for Lorenz. Through center ice, Gall, he'll deflect this one deep. Shift change on now for Notre Dame. We played a little more than 3 minutes here in the third period of play tonight in South Bend. Down low to the corner it goes. Bill Arnold can't move it along. Wuthrich. Turnover that time as it's played away by Kreider.
It was a great dump in by Dumoulin because it didn't get touched by the goalie and it died on the half boards. BC needs to get above the puck and get some numbers on him to win some of those battles down low. That's the whole key. If you're going to make a dump in, it's a good dump in. You need numbers on the puck to win the battle.
Shahan worked it down low to Costello. They get a two-man game going on the right wing corner before it's freed, and Kreider will go the other way. 3 back for the Irish as Hayes dumps it over the line to Albert. And he'll play it into the corner, but Notre Dame no problem, and they'll reset as Johns will bring it around on the right wing, and Shahan will get it to center. Costello with it, trying to get around the defender. He does. Right circle, he shoots, and a stop that time. Big stop by Milner there. Irish will set it up at the right point. Shahan in behind the net. Nice pull-up move there. Now it goes to the line. Russo sends it in behind the net. They try the wraparound, and this one's sent over the top of the net, this time by Anders Lee. Wuthrich is there. Now Lee will take it away, right wing corner. Lee got one towards the net, and that's smothered by Milner. He's lucky he didn't give a rebound up because the Irish had pressure on the near side.
And Milner holds his ground as he did just a second ago. Good rush as Costello beats the hip check of McLeod. Goes in that 2-on-1. Albert made a nice play. 3 and Brown makes a good play. He knows Kreider's coming back. So he puts his stick in the passing lane between the attacking player and the net so that he can't get a good low pass to the front for a tap, and the player has to either shoot or put the puck up in the air. So smart by Albert to recognize the situation and react.
Yeah, he's been a leader back on that blue line for Boston College here tonight. An Eagle Scout out of Clifton Park, New York. Now the puck is played away, and back come the Irish. Here they come. Over the line, Rust drops it for Lee. Now Lee, pull-up move. He shot it wide.
Anders Lee's one kid who you can't play the puck against. His hands are too good, and if you get caught fishing, you can come up with nothing but bait.
Into the corner it goes. They work it to the front, and a couple of Irish there, but they can't finish off the play. Lind has it. Into the corner, and now behind the net, Lee lets it go. And the Eagles will intercept. Good play by Lind as he gets it right back in behind that BC cage.
By the way, we have not forgotten to get you an update on the call and why the goal was waved off, and I hope to have that information for you after the next commercial break.
Yeah, waved off Boston College goal, which is 2.1 seconds remaining in that second period. Did not count. It's been a huge play in this hockey game as the Eagles trail it by 1. Mayday will try to bank this one off the glass, and he gets it back inside the Eagles zone. The other way, Whitney. And back over the line, Bourne will take it away, and the Irish settle it down with Lorenz. Through center ice, intended for Larson. Now Notre Dame back over the line. Bourne watched out high by 2 Eagles. And this one's going to be flipped along, but not out. Could keep that time by Bourne. He's had one heck of a shift here early on in the third.
Notre Dame's so good at taking away time and space, mostly space. They're really good at getting into areas to not let you put the puck where you'd like to put the puck. Even teams that move the puck to good areas struggle.
Peterson with a shot, and that's gloved by the goaltender Milner as Boston College looks to get it outside the zone.
BC's defense looks tired.
Whitney will bring it back. Whitney going 1-on-4 change on. That's why as Jerry York sets out a fresh set of 4. And Calabrese now for Notre Dame. We have played nearly 7 minutes of this third period of play. Boston College had a 1-0 lead on the goal by Kreider on the penalty shot. Notre Dame has countered with a pair. Boston College looking to apply pressure here, but it's flipped out of there and back to center ice for Gertz.
Notre Dame's puck pursuit, Matt, has been really good. Guys like Gertz can really motor, and guys like Ruthrich can really motor. A big hit there. When they're a loose puck to the defensive zone, Notre Dame's winning a lot of races.
Big hit by Ruthrich. And Boston College quickly back to center on left wing as this one flipped in by Sitt.
Remember early in the game we talked about winning the half walls. Notre Dame has been better on the half walls, and since about the early part of the second period, it's turned the game around.
Yeah, they try to catch it in a line change, Notre Dame that is, on the BC Eagles. And back at center ice, this puck's going to be moved along as Costello will backhand one in. Good puck pursuit that time by Sheehan. Now Tacker will flip it along. Ruthrich, and he'll backhand one deep. So quick changes now out of both of these teams with 11:55 remaining in the third.
You have a laugh when I tell you this. Notre Dame might be the best line change team in the nation. I mean, their line changes are good. Their shifts are short. They are really crisp when it comes to getting pucks in and getting guys off.
Lee with a shot. Milner the save, and will step out. Boston College trailing by 1. They wonder what do they got to do to get this game tied. A standing room only sellout crowd here tonight at Notre Dame. 5,022 witnessing this one between third-ranked Boston College and the fourth-ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Across the street at the old Jack, a sellout was 28,57. You remember those days well, Dave? You and I have done a slew of games across the street.
Yeah, that was a fun building to work games, a great atmosphere and packed in tight. The backdrops weren't necessarily pretty, but the action was pretty good.
Tight press box, kind of old school. As the Eagles will bring it right back, and they flip one in with Hayes into the corner, and now Johns will take it away.
Only non-concussion of my career was in that press box when the camera swung to hit a tight shot and hit me right in the temple.
This one over the glass. and out of play as we take a look at how this one is unfolded in terms of chances. Shots by period right now. Notre Dame in control. They have that 1-goal lead, and Boston College yet to register a shot here in the third.
And we talked about we thought BC was going to be able to get pucks deep, and that's going to be part of their game plan. But the one thing that's become obvious as this third period has gone along, Boston College defense is tired. Notre Dame is doing a great job of throwing pucks in, going to get it, making the D's work to make a play to get it out.
Shot on and a rebound. Mullane was there, but he can't get it past.
That being said, on the BC bench, all they're saying is, guys, it's one shot. It's one shot. And that is really the case here. It's 2-1. It is one shot to a tie game, and BC's got the snipers to do it.
Moved right back in, and this puck is sent wide. In case you're wondering, this is a one-off series. Boston College will head home tomorrow, and Notre Dame will be idle too. They'll take on Western Michigan up in Kalamazoo next Tuesday night. And I do want to correct myself from the first period of play. The move to Hockey East 2 years away, not next year, and I do apologize for that.
A few moments early, late in the second period, Matt, there was a goal waved off. Shot came to the net. The puck was knocked down by the hand of Arnold. Now here's the one thing you got to watch. Off the hand of Arnold, does it hit the goaltender first before it goes back to Arnold and in? That replay seemed to indicate that it did. If that was the case, the referees got the call correct, because you cannot propel the puck forward to the goaltender, whether it be a high stick or a hand. The puck cannot hit the goalie first and then have you go back and play it, because it's considered an illegal attempt at the net.
And our thanks to Steve Petrowski for helping us on the clarification. Dumped in behind the net that time, Johnny Gaudreau. Now he'll go after it. Halfway home in this third period tonight from South Bend. Boston College trying to get the game tied. They had a 1-0 lead. Notre Dame back with a pair.
Goaltender without a stick, using a player stick right now. His stick's in the corner.
Calabrese just skated right over the top of it. Here's a chance out high, and a shot stopped that time by Johnson. Key play here, key sequence for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and Johnson gets his stick back, so everything's just fine for the Irish. Over the line it goes, and a wrister, no problem there, as Milner had to give it off, and out of the zone it goes. Back it over the line, played into the corner. Brown goes after it, so does Johns. Now Brown up with it before Johns will flip it along, trying to get it out. Now here's Sitt with a wrist shot, glove save that time, Johnson. And that'll get a face-off. Will step out, 9:09 remaining in the third. 2-1 Irish. Welcome back, everybody. And, once upon a time across the street, they played at the Joyce Athletic and Convocation Center. You remember this run? You had to go down and do there was no room in the press box, Dave, so you had to go down into the crowd.
Look at that sweat you're breaking back in the old CSTV
days. It's all, look at that, it's all focus. How about you in the middle of the student section?
Yeah, you know me, I love crowds.
Dave's line, I believe, was they were jacked up at the Jack. Is that what it was?
Yeah, they were on some kind of a big win streak, and I remember we were talking about the crowd being the sixth man and getting into the game, and I can't remember if they won or lost that night, but that was a great building. The building was a lot of fun, but Tim Connor, the SID here for hockey, I spoke to him last week with the new building, and I said, how are you enjoying it? He goes, I just keep laughing at that. This is my new home, and I get to work in this place for the rest of my tenure at Notre Dame.
Peterson tries to get one to the front. That's flipped over the top and out of play. And oh, by the way, just to put a bow on that, our first hotel here in South Bend is all boarded up. So that's how long we've been coming to South Bend. You compare the rinks. There is no comparison. We are inside the Compton Family Ice Center, which is absolutely beautiful.
And it was pointed out to me that Rossetti Architects, and the architect who designed the building from Southfield, Michigan, the hometown of our ringside reporter, Shireen Sasky.
She have anything to do with it? Because this one is flipped out of play?
Well, I thought that when you're a Spartan alumni, that there's no direct connection to Notre Dame.
Every time I come here, I get the shakes a little bit. But no, in all seriousness, what a facility, what an administration. And they are always great to us. Sports Information Director Tim Connor and the rest of the crew here in South Bend. Always great to come back.
And Tom Navala does a great job here too. And again, they welcome you with open arms and take great care of you.
Played out of the zone. And all the way back to center ice as Costello will bring one in. And we also have to give thanks to the people at Boston College. Jerry York, always very hospitable to us.
Tim Clark, their SID, his Jerry York staff, and Tom Peters. They also take good care. It's amazing. You go through college hockey, the great people that work in this business, whether it be generating information for broadcasts or anything else. They're just so accommodating.
Well played all the way back and out of the zone it goes. Johns, good step-up move there for the Irish, and it forces Boston College back in.
Johns has really played within himself tonight as a physical shutdown D.
Here's a chance off the bar. That hit iron. Paul Carey, the Colorado Avalanche draft pick. Lind, what a great play that time to get it into the corner.
Now let's see how Boston College reacts to it. They just hit a pipe. That's something that should wake you up a little bit. You get a little pipe, you get close, you get a quick sniff. Let's see if it jacks him up.
Tynan, his shot over the top of the net. Now lead to the front, it's right there, and underneath is covered up by goaltender Parker Milner. And on that thought, what's impressed me on the Notre Dame side, Dave, is the fact that they haven't held back as we take a look at the close call at the other end for Boston College. Take a listen.
Mike Johnson's got a good angle there, and he doesn't have to move very much for the shot. You know, there's an old expression that if a puck hits the post, the goalie got lucky. And I see it the other way. The puck off the post, not really a shot on goal. And if it hit the post, it means the goalie was in the right spot because the player didn't have enough net to shoot at. So to me, puck hits the post, goalie wins the battle.
Face off now to the right of Milner. Third-ranked Boston College trailing to the fourth-ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Played along, and now Dumoulin in the corner. I really like Notre Dame's game here in the third period of play. They haven't sat on the one-goal lead at all. Larson nearly sprung to the front of the net. And the Eagles will get it out. Whitney now flips it along. Good stick that time by Calabrese. Just a good old hard, old-fashioned hockey game here tonight at Notre Dame. And out of the zone it goes. Lorenz in over the line, drops it. A big curl for Voren. Gets it into the middle of the ice. Peterson down low. Getting a little more ice time here, and he got a shut up high that time on Milner.
I'll tell you what, Milner's held his team in the game. This period's been all Notre Dame, and Milner hasn't faltered. He is. If Boston College should come back and get this thing tied, think back to Milner and the plays he's made this period.
Whitney in the corner, got it to the front. It's right there at the doorstep. Sitt can't get it past goaltender Johnson.
Oh, I think Sitt made a good play to try to bank it off and in.
Shot is on, and it goes over the top of the net. Here's that flurry and that sustained pressure we've been looking for out of Boston College. Braun to the middle, and he couldn't get a one-timer on net. Well, they're coming now as that's steered aside by Johnson and flipped out as the Irish will get it to center for Gall. And now the other way. Boston College right back. Braun that time got cut off on a heavy hit by Gers. Russo now for Notre Dame, and he flips it to center. And Gers will get it right back in over the line. You mentioned the shots. 28 for each team now with 5:38 remaining in the third. Now Tacker will set it up in behind the net. He's got one of the two goals tonight for Notre Dame along with TJ Tynan.
He's played 3 strong games going back to that Saturday night game against Alaska last weekend. That game was good. The Western Michigan game, he was really good, and he's been very good tonight. Gapping up, good stick, physical play, moving the puck, getting in the rush. He is doing all the things you want a defenseman to do.
There's a chance over the line. Kreider, he got knocked off the puck. What a stick that time, and maybe a saver for Johns as he flips it right back in. How about the game out of Stephen Johns, the Blackhawks pick?
Yeah, absolutely finishing the point we talked about a little while ago. He stayed within himself. He's been a physical defenseman, a shutdown guy, hasn't jumped too much into the offense, hasn't run around to make hits. He has really calmed his game down to be effective.
Lee takes it away. Anders Lee into the corner. Time now becoming a factor for Boston College. As Lee just killing clock here. Lorenz, wrist shot right on, loose, and it's cleared away. And Boston College looking for offense, but another great stick that time as Calabrese steps up and he'll send one deep. Oh, this blue line, Dave, of Notre Dame.
Wow. Their gaps are so good. When you watch them play, it's one of the things that jumps out at you is good stick, sticks out, gaps up.
Mullane drops it. Knocked away again. Another great stick that time. As Larson will bring it back for Notre Dame. Flipped into the corner. Two players battling. Now four in the corner. Good keep by Larson.
Fatigue is taking over BC. You can see it in their decision making. Guys not taking an extra step to get a puck. Passes not smart, not getting put in good areas. Guys not making that little extra second effort to get a puck where they need to. You can tell BC's out of gas.
Back it over the line. Rust goes backhander, and that's knocked away by Milner. Now Rust will just drag it along. This is such an effective part of the Notre Dame game. They eat clock. They know game situations, and with 3.5 to go, they got a 1-goal lead against the number 3 team in the land. Russo now he thought about the stretch pass to Rust. He'll skate it up, and now Rust will flip one in. Boston College goes quick counter. Might have caught the Irish in a line change. Whitney with a shot and a stop that time. Mike Johnson. Boston College starting to bring it a little more. Can they get it tied? 3:12 remaining in our third period. We go late in the third period of play. Shots by period. At one point in the third, it was 8-0 Notre Dame. Boston College has put up a 4 spot, being badly outshot. They are in this hockey game as well because of that man, Milner. He has been terrific. Parker Milner out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with 14 saves this period. Offensive zone faceoff, the biggest draw of the hockey game if you're the Eagles of Boston College, really for that matter Notre Dame as well.
Surprised Boston College doesn't have a guy in his off wing against the boards in case there's a scramble behind Straight. They can run and pick it up on their forehand, get a quick shot.
Straight wins the draw, and Albert has it, works it across Whitney, and his shot is blocked out high. Third period, Dave, it's either been a great stick or a shot block from the defensive side for Notre Dame. Sequence after sequence, they've just shut down the Eagles.
The one thing that Notre Dame does is they allow their forwards to front the puck. And what I mean by that is they allow their forwards to retreat in the neutral zone and keep their fronts to the puck like they're playing defense. A lot of teams try that and they get in trouble because their forwards aren't disciplined enough to gap up or pivot well. Notre Dame, good skating team, fundamentally sound. They can have their forwards front the puck, be successful, have them act as 5 defensemen.
Gaudreau gets it right back and over the line. Wrist shot blocked away. Calabrese all over him. Good pressure though. Whitney left wing corner as he's tied up by Shahan. They work it free, and a shot is partially deflected that time. Down low. Gamoulin comes away, shoots it, stop, rebound at the crease. They score! Boston College is tied it at 2. A rebound goal gets past Mike Johnson, and we are tied.
Oh, what a play by Dumoulin. What a play he made to get this thing tied up. There's the big fella, goes low, cuts in, protects the puck, gets it to the front of the net for a scramble. He knew he had Gaudreau in his magic hands in front of the net, and all he did was throw it in. Look at Gaudreau get inside the big fella, Lorenz. Gains position, the rebound falls off of Johnson, and Gaudreau never gave up. That's a 5'7", 165-pound forward battling a behemoth defenseman, winning a battle.
Dave, if you rewind that play all the way back about a minute before, it was Notre Dame's failure to get the puck deep. They never got it deep, and Boston College was able to transition. Taken away, Johns now. Brings it back and over the line. Shahan trying to get it to the front. And Milner gets run.
BC guilty of doing a similar thing here as we have a little extracurricular going on in front of the Boston College net. Billy Arnold's got to be careful not to be grabbing face masks here because in the NCAA we know that's bad. But you make a good point. Pucks don't go deep. Transition happen, comes the other way. And now Boston College, when they were coming up ice, throw a pass. Instead of throwing it deep, they try to throw a pass cross ice, picked off in Notre Dame. Goes the other way in transition. These might be two of the best transition teams in the nation in terms of, because they don't fiddle around with the puck. I mean, defenseman gets the puck on a stick and he straight ups it. on both sides of the equation. There's not a lot of D to D, not a lot of wait for the center to swing and regroup. It is puck up and gone.
Arnold in the box for Boston College.
I think it's Costello for Notre Dame, who's a feisty little guy, and he went to the front of the net. He has played well tonight. Costello using his speed, a guy who's been in and out of the lineup a little bit with some injury, and Jeff Jackson has been trying to get a solid lineup in with some consistency. He's had some injuries. Jerry York talking to his team right here, and the one thing he is going to be talking to them about is keeping their discipline. Don't get involved in the extracurriculars after the whistle. They've got the momentum right now, BC does. They just got a goal. They got a little life to them. I said it early in the period, I thought BC was out of gas. I don't think they're running on a full tank right now, but they got a gritty, greasy goal, and that is something that's got to do a world of good for their confidence.
Hanging around down the road.
The net is still off down at the end. Nobody put the net back on, so we will wait to get the net put back on.
Parker Milner was banging his stick, and now we will get the net corrected. What a game. Unbelievable game here tonight against number 3 against number 4. Kreider and Gaudreau getting the goals for Boston College. Tynan and Tacker for Notre Dame. 17:50 the time of the game, tying goal from Gaudreau.
There's a lot of offense on the ice right now. A lot of offense for Notre Dame, and Tynan and Lee and Lorenz can move the puck pretty well. And take a look at the Boston College side. Mullane's pretty good two-way. Almeida's pretty good two-way, but if they get openings, they can go.
Mede will get it in over the line. He takes a shot that's blocked away. And now quickly back through center ice. Roughing minors for those two players, by the way, as Calabrese will play it across and back through center ice. Mede will get it inside the Boston zone, as now Lee will give it to Calabrese, but he couldn't tee one up. And now all the way back it goes. Lee looking around. Lee midpoint. Wrister. And that just went wide to the right of Milner.
If it stays tied, if you're wondering, there will be overtime. Both coaches agreed, because it's an interconference game. There will be no shootout. It's usually up to the visiting coach when they come into the CCHA to discuss whether or not they want a shootout. Jerry York doesn't like them. Jeff Jackson can't stand them, so there'll be no shootout.
So there you go. Kreider will take it into the corner.
And neither guy's shy with their opinion on it. It's just not a big thing with the old school guys.
Tacker into the corner. 40 seconds to go. Boston College with pressure as Whitney tried to circle around. Now Notre Dame back a little bit on their heels, but Johns, the defenseman, will settle it down. Through center ice for Shahan. Now Shahan trying to get around the defender. Good takeout play by Albert.
Good, yeah. I thought Albert was going to try to pivot to get backwards in front, but he didn't, and he made a good play in not doing it, so he can use his stick and his speed.
Tacker has it. 15 left up on the clock. And now backing over the line, but it's turned the other way. Tynan got it. And now it's played up the ice, and this one, I believe we are headed to overtime as Lorenz will set it up in behind the net, and that's it. What a hockey game tonight at Compton Family Ice Arena here on the campus of Notre Dame. And the big story, Gaudreau for Boston College with just 2:10 left in regulation, and that's why we are headed to overtime.
Oh, it was a period where Notre Dame did a lot of things right. Threw pucks in, pounded the defense, took away the middle, gapped up at the line. They did a lot of good things that period. They've got to be happy with the way that they played that period. The only thing that's got to upset them is that they couldn't get a puck past Parker Milner. On the other hand, you take a look at the Boston College side of the world, and they were dead to rights for a good chunk of that period. I really thought that they had hit an adrenaline low, and they just didn't have legs, and their defense was having some trouble in their own end, and they weren't doing the little things, taking that extra step or winning a puck battle. But yet Brian Dumoulin, one of their leaders, a kid who did not have a great game last week and would admit that he did, Dumoulin made a big-time play at the end to get the puck to Gaudreau.
Well, we showed you moments ago the shots on goal as we head to the overtime. Let's give you our game summary. And it all started off in a little bit of a crazy fashion, covering the puck with a glove in the crease. That meant that Kreider would get the penalty shot, and he gave Boston College the 1-0 lead. And then T.J. Tynan, bit of an innocent play and a wrist shot. Just get pucks on net, right, Dave? That tied it at 1.
That's the kind of play to get you on a World Junior team. Just shoot the puck and hope for goals.
Then Tacker, little backhand put back, and that gave the Irish the 2-1 lead. And then at 17:50, of the third period. Actually, that was the non-goal right at the end of the second period. And then here is the tire, which is 2:10 remaining. So we head to the overtime, and these are the rules.
Yeah, game will end in a tie if nobody scores. Both coaches agreed, no shootout, and they will play 5-on-5 for 5 minutes once they get back to full strength. There are guys in the box, so it won't start 3-on-3 like it would in the NHL. It is 4-on-4, and then it'll go to 5-on-5.
So we are going to overtime in the ND watch party between Notre Dame and Boston College. I bring TJ and Bryan back in. TJ, this was a game in which Boston College scored in the final minutes there, and they really had you guys on your heels a little bit. What did you guys have to do during this break between regulation before overtime to get reset for the OT?
Yeah, I think just reset, regroup, just get our heads together. I mean, like you said, they were kind of pushing there, and now we're going to overtime. It's basically a new game. And for us, it's just, playing well and playing the way that got us there to be a top 5 team in the country. Our game and seeing what happens.
You just saw a familiar face on that bench, head coach Jeff Jackson. Bryan, I want to ask you, throughout your career, just what were the things that Jeff Jackson would tell you guys when you got in high-pressure moments like this?
I think for us, he did a pretty good job of just kind of pounding in the details and just kind of getting those into our head. And then when these pressure situations came up, it was just kind of second nature for us to just keep playing the way that we've been coached to and the kind of the way that we've been used to. So it made things a little bit, I guess, made things a little bit easier kind of going into those situations.
All right, we'll step aside and get a chance to watch overtime between Boston College and Notre Dame.
College player off the goalie before it hit anything else, and before the player who actually gloved it down got it with his own stick. And if you propel the puck into the goaltender illegally, the play has to be blown dead.
So we're into overtime. Just 8 seconds left now on the penalties to Costello and Arnold. And Boston College will flip one in. So they change ends. And that's something else that we need to point out. As the puck is played in behind the net, and Johns now moving along. Johns looks up ice, stretch pass on left wing. Got it back it over the line. Milner the save, and he holds on. And that time, Tommy Cross clearing out from in front.
Overtime records of both teams. Boston College in their last 7 have been very, very good. Notre Dame also okay in the overtime, 1-0-2. And Matty, you bring up a good point. I wanted to follow that up with you. You talk about the teams changing ends in overtime. The NCAA wanted that because they have found that the second period is the period where a lot of goals get scored. That's because of the long changes, and they want to see goals in overtime to decide games.
Tactically, anything different in overtime than regulation, Dave?
No, I mean, you still play your game, but you don't have to worry about the clock as much because it's only 5 minutes on the clock, and you don't have to worry about doing things that swing momentum the other way. I mean, it's a matter of going for it. Usually early in a period, you might be a little conservative. You're the road team and not allow the home team to get some jam, but in an overtime 5 minutes without that being a factor, you just go for it. But you play your style, but you go for it.
Icing the call here against BC, and so we're going to face off all the way back inside the Eagles zone.
The only difference I would say in that is for defensive zone draws, and you can't change now because it's an icing, you wonder if coaches put out 2 centermen on defensive zone draw in case somebody gets thrown out. Now remember, you can call a timeout in college hockey and make a line change. You can't do that in the NHL. College hockey, you want to get a line change off the icing, call a timeout, you're allowed to.
We'll see if that strategy plays in here in the overtime. Lind with it for Notre Dame. Got one to the net, and it just bounced wide. As Larson will play it out of the corner. I thought Bourne had a really good look there, and now it's turned the other way, and the Eagles back through center ice. They tied the game with 2:10 remaining in regulation, in case you're joining us late. And we roll on here in the overtime that has 3:46 remaining. Mayday back it over the line. It's been a game that's gone back and forth in terms of momentum. This time the Irish offside, and so the faceoff comes out.
Quickly becoming one of my favorite players in college hockey. Just saw him a moment ago, Nick Larson of Notre Dame. Tough, gritty, physical. Players like that find ways to score big goals at big times. And played a couple years in junior hockey with the Waterloo Blackhawks under P.K. O'Hanley, and he has been very good here, but he plays it physical. He's a big, strong kid. Youngest of a bunch of brothers. He said at our dinner table you had to be assertive if you were the youngest, so she didn't eat. So he understands the importance of urgency.
Whitney brings it right back in. That hit the post. That got behind Johnson and hit the post through a screen. Now we get a whistle. This puck is whistled down due to a high stick. And a faceoff coming inside the Irish zone.
Matt, you've been around hockey a long time. You've been around through a lot of overtimes. And what's the old saying in overtime? No shot's a bad one. And here was just an innocent shot through a little bit of traffic as Whitney floated to the front. Mike Johnson never saw it until it was off the post and behind him.
My old broadcast partner, Charlie Simmer, once said you got to shoot the puck.
He knew something about shooting, didn't he?
Back-to-back 56-goal seasons, I guess so. In over the line, Rust right to the side. Lee, stop, and I think he hit the post. 2 posts here in the overtime. Now Rust out of the corner. Back to the line, Lorenz. Lorenz trying to take it down low. Tynan will let it go. Now Anders Lee in pursuit. Got knocked down, Gaudreau, but it's intercepted by Calabrese. Here's Wuthrich with it. And he wisely sends one in behind the net. Tynan works it. Wuthrich, wrister, and that's blocked away. Good read there by Patch Albert. But Wuthrich will keep it on the left wing side. And Lee's spinorama shot goes off netting. What a sequence inside the Boston College zone, Dave.
Well, if you're going to want the puck and anybody's sticking overtime, Anders Lee is the guy. 1 save, and yeah, you're right. I think that dinged iron. Parker Milner's got a little half butterfly in him, too, and that helped to make that save. He is a terrific athlete, and he bases his goaltending style on his athleticism. And in that situation, he got over with the half butterfly save, was able to get lucky on that second shot as it hit the pipe behind him.
So in behind the net, the Boston College Eagles will set it up. Back to center, Kreider with speed through the neutral zone. Trying to go wide. Now it's picked off. Kreider will go behind the net. At the line, Shea. He'll send one to the side, and this one's covered up by Johnson.
Great play by Shea to get that puck down low. That wasn't a shot to score. That was an intentionally missing net because he, A, had nothing else, and B, didn't want to play with the puck around his own blue line and risk turning it over. Chris Kreider has been an outstanding player for Boston College. An outstanding player in the U.S. national program and the national junior team when they won a gold medal in Saskatoon in 2010. And you're looking at a guy that's going to play in the National Hockey League for a long time.
Big face-off here, and it's going to be controlled by the Irish as Johns will set it up in behind the net. He's big and he can skate, and this one is deflected right back in by Costello. Milner will give it off. And Dumoulin will get it back to center ice, and here he comes, backing over the line, drops it. Kreider back out high that time, intended for Hayes, but a weak shot never made it to the net. Now Kreider.
Drop passes in overtime are dangerous things to try.
Dumoulin, wrister, goes right to the net, loose. Now here's a chance, Shea. Boston College all over the puck, Kreider with it. Now Kreider in the corner, crowd getting a little nervous as Kreider will play it down low with 1:26 remaining in overtime. Now Arnold with a shot, it's stopped. And a rebound side of the net. It's going to be taken away. Irish try to get it out. Dumoulin can't keep the point. But he's got the puck and he'll bring it right back in as he skates it deep. Try to give it off there, and now it's going to be taken away as Stephen Johns will flip this one to center. TJ Tynan tried to advance it. Less than a minute remaining in the overtime. If we're tied at the end of the OT, it goes in the books as a tie. No shootout. Lorenz overskated the puck. Now behind the net. Sharp angle. Bouncing in front. And the puck will clear all the way back to center where Almeida will set it up. Flipped along, Mullane will get one deep. 35 seconds to go to the overtime. All of a sudden, Boston College flying. They've got their legs back here in the OT. A chance out high, and a weak one is blocked away. I don't think Albert ever got all of that. 3-on-2 go the Irish for maybe their final rush. Lee with a shot, and that's blocked out high. Might have got his teammate Tynan. Back to the line, Calabrese. Step on him as Almeida, but it's taken away by Calabrese with just 8 seconds remaining. One final rush for the Irish. Rust over the line. Wrister underneath. 1.1 seconds in overtime. And the Irish have won it.
That's a tough way to lose a game. If you want to give a first start to this game, give it to Calabrese. He made the play that sprung this rush the other way. Rush just put it on goal. What we say, no shot's a bad shot. It hit Milner up in the upper body, dropped down. Rust went to the net and found pay dirt off the glove of Milner, and it just rolled across the line. He didn't even have to go get it. It rolled in. Lee made sure it did. One thing about Milner in this game, he's had trouble catching the puck. And that was another situation where he had a chance to catch it and didn't, and it rolled behind him and in, and the Notre Dame bench erupts on the dedication night here at the Compton Family Ice Arena. But what a play by Calabrese at his own blue line to legally impede the Boston College player, I believe Almeida, from getting to the puck on the chip, turning it around, and getting the play going the other way. Tremendous.
What a college moment for Bryan Rust, a draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins out of Novi, Michigan. Incredible finish to the hockey game in which Boston College led. They trailed. They got the game tied with a couple of minutes to go in regulation. And then Bryan Rust at 4:58 of the overtime. Let's go downstairs. Look at that. Unbelievable play.
Like I said, Rush just shot it. Didn't hit anything. It floated a little bit at Milner. Milner just had a tough time getting it, and it rolled in.
Let's go downstairs. Serene Saski.
Thanks, Matt. I'm with Bryan Rust. And Bryan, BC put so much pressure on in that final minute of overtime. You guys were able to pull it out in the end. Talk about that play.
I mean, we just had quick transition. You know, I had the pass. I was flying up the wing, and I cut to the middle, and I knew there wasn't much time left, so I just ripped the shot and found its way to trickle in.
Unbelievable finish to a great game tonight. On dedication night, no less. And now you guys get the trophy, the Snooks Kelly, the Lefty Smith Trophy, going to the winner of the BC Notre Dame game. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's obviously really big because this is a huge rivalry, not only in hockey but in all sports. And I mean, it's good to win any game, and especially we got such a good team, such good coaching. In the final minute of overtime, it's a real thrill.
Congratulations. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Matt?
All right, thanks a lot. What a night as Notre Dame wins it by the final score of 3-2. Bryan Rust, the hero, with his second of the season. Well, the Irish win it. For Dave Starman, Shireen Saski, and our entire CBS Sports Network crew, I'm Matt McConnell. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go ahead and log on to CBSSports.com. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network. The Irish win it in dramatic fashion in overtime.
So Notre Dame wins it in the final second of overtime. I'm back with TJ Tynan and the game-winning goal scorer, Bryan Rust. Bryan, you just have to talk me through that game-winning goal in the final second. How were you able to win that game for Notre Dame?
It was late in the shift for me. It was obviously then overtime. I was pretty tired. Just got the puck in the neutral zone, came over the blue line, cut to the metal, and I'd like to say that I ripped it, but it got off and it was going towards the net, and luckily it was on the net and had just enough juice to get over the goal line.
There are no pictures on the stat sheet. It still counts, and it's a game winner. TJ, being in that building, in that environment, to win the way you guys did in the final second, just what emotions come to mind when you think back to that and you get a chance to relive it and watch it here?
Yeah, I think just pure excitement. I mean, it was a great game. It was two great teams, and for it to come down to the very last second, and just how it just trickles over the line like that. I mean, it's pretty exciting. Even watching it back, you remember just how special it was.
The entire building erupted into a frenzy at the Compton Family Ice Arena. I want to ask you both this. I'll start with Bryan. You guys have both had very successful professional careers as well, but just when you think back to this game, where does it rank on the list of accomplishments and just memorable moments in what have been two really successful careers? And I'll start with you, Bryan.
It's definitely right up there, especially in the college career. There weren't too many moments that were better than that. Obviously winning the CCHA and our junior year, and then going to the Frozen Four and going to the NCAA tournaments and things like that. But have this game it was huge. Like I said earlier, kind of knowing where the program was, and then knowing where had become, with the help of obviously all of the coaches and everybody involved and everybody at the school. I think it was definitely pretty cool to be a part of that game and have it end in such a cool way.
TJ, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, like Brian said, I mean, going to the CCHA championship and winning that, and then this is up there for me. You know, second game in the new building with a crowd like that, and in which we won. I mean, it's something I'll never forget. And like I said, watching it back, it just brings back some great memories. Just how exciting it really was.
Well, guys, I appreciate you joining me on this first hockey edition of the ND Watch Party as we took a look back at the dedication game. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.